morning. Bear with me for a second here. There we go. There we go. The first one of the day out of the way. This is going to be a weird video. This is going to be, I just pulled out of my place, and I'm on my way out to New Brunswick. I've got 2 drops in Moncton. I got 1 in Dieppe, and this is my last trip with ET. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, how do I feel about this? Well, am I happy that I'm having to move, from here to another company that I'm leaving? I'll be delivering in Moncton and getting the drops off through the day tomorrow, probably getting reloaded. I'll be back to Toronto probably Thursday, probably Thursday afternoon, maybe midday Thursday, whatever. And then the truck will be going Friday up to KVD for plates. It's got to be replated, and it's got to be redeckled and everything like that. And how do I feel the fact that I've got to move? Do I want to move to KVD? Do I want to leave ET? Yes and no. If ET would have played right with me and been fair about how they were paying us and paid us properly, would I be going anywhere? No. Probably not. I did have to go get the second shot to enable me to cross the border. So that's irrelevant whether I was at ET or KVD or whatever. Right? It would have made no difference. I had to get the second shot because I have to start crossing the border because I cannot afford the fuel bills that I'm getting right now. I showed you guys on the last live, my fuel bill was $7,600 for 2 weeks. And that's because it was Canadian fuel. And I know some of you are going, yeah, but you're going to get all that HST. You know what? I'd rather take the fuel savings at the pump in my pocket than take the HST quarterly. I got enough shit to write off to get HST. I don't necessarily need it on my fuel. And even with the HST coming back, the savings at the pump is still more than what the HST brings back to me. So it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me. Now, what am I pissed off at? I'm pissed off that I'm in this position. That's what I'm pissed off. And I'm pissed off that our government has put me in this position. Did I put myself, am I responsible for some of this? I am. A very small part of it, and I will take responsibility for it. A lot of the times I'm telling you guys, I don't know how many times I've told all you guys, read your contract, make sure this, check that, ask these questions, don't let this happen to you, blah, blah, blah. And some of that, I'll be honest with you, some of that I didn't take my own advice. Now, it wasn't a whole lot, but some of it was I didn't take my own advice, and so I've got to live with those consequences. But if I was working for a company that was paying me properly and that was on the up and up and wasn't causing payroll and giving me payroll problems every time I turned around, and I wasn't having to fight for my money because they can't get the payrolls right. If I was working for a company that had all of that worked out and I was getting paid what I'm supposed to be paid, I probably wouldn't be going anywhere. Do I have a lot of respect for KVD and the owners, Bruce and Pam? Absolutely. Do they have a top-notch company? Absolutely. But would I be willing to move my truck? You guys got to remember, when we move our trucks, it costs us money. You don't just, take the decals off, take the plates off, go over to the new company, they slap some new shit on, and down the road you go. It doesn't work that way. Okay, right now, from what I understand, there's a 7 to 10 day wait for plates, for PRP plates in Ontario. 7 to 10 days. So if I give KVD my truck on Friday, I'm down all of next week. Well, that means that I'm not making money. The truck's not generating money. There's no revenue. So when I say that we lose money, that doesn't mean I reach into my wallet and I pull out $5,000 or $6,000. That's not what that means. What it means is that the truck's not making money. It's parked. And the whole time it's parked, it ain't making a dime. So that's what I mean by it costs us money. I'm going to lose a week's worth of revenue, if not maybe even a little more, depending on how quickly they can get the plates. Do I really want to do that? Not really. Is it going to hurt? Yeah, it's going to hurt, all right. Like your dad used to say, son, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. Well, this hurts me more than it hurts you, believe me. So I didn't want to go through this. The only light at the end of this is the fact that I am going somewhere. First of all, I know the company, I know the ownership. I'm on very good terms and I have a good relationship with the ownership. I know the management, you know, the HR and the operations manager. She's a great woman. I've worked for these people before, and I've always had respect for them. And I think I'd like to think that they've always had respect for me. I know the drivers. A lot of the drivers that I used to drive with, I still talk to today. You know, and I shoot the shit with them all the time. So that's the light at the end of this. At least I'm not going to a new company, starting at the bottom of the totem pole, being a nobody and just being a number and hoping for the best. At least in this case here, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm dealing with. There are no hidden agendas. You can go look at KVD's website. They are 100% transparent. Love that. I've never seen a trucking company anywhere, whether Canada or the US, that puts everything, just they lay it right out, right there. Right there, they lay it out on the table for you and let you make the decision. This is who we are, this is what we offer, this is what we will pay you, and this is what you'll be compensated for. Here it is, right here. These are your benefits. This is how much it's going to cost you. This is the... It's ridiculous. Most companies, when you see this, you look at their online, most of them don't even put a figure online of how much you're going to make, but ones that do, they all do the up to $1.75 a mile, up to $1.80 a mile. If you see anything that says up to, that's not what you're getting paid. Okay, that probably means that they're paying you $1.40 a mile, and you're going to make up to $1.80 a mile if you hit all your quotas or your bonuses, your blah blah blah, your picks, your drops, your tarps, you add up all of that shit, you might make $1.80 a mile, but your base rate is probably $1.40. So if you see that and you're going to a company, ask them. See, I'm giving you advice. Hopefully I listen to my own advice next time, but I'm telling you, if you're ever moving to a new company and you see it's up to $1.80 a mile or whatever it is, find out what the up to is. If you see the word up to in front of the number, that's not what you're making. So why the video? Because I'm angry. Fucking angry. I'm angry and I'm resentful. And being a recovered addict, an alcoholic, resentment is not good for me. It festers. I'm angry, I'm pissed off, I'm resentful. I'm angry and I'm pissed off and I'm resentful, not at ET. I'm pissed off that, you know what, Jesus, they could have treated us better. They could have done better, they could have done right, but you know what, they're in business to make money, and if this is how they want to do it, then this is how they're going to do it. There's nothing I can do about it. Is there any sense harboring a grudge against them? No. Am I slandering them? No, they're a good company. They are a good company. They're great people to work for. I never had issues with, dispatchers, coordinators, with Ronan. Never had an issue. It's a good company to work for. They just have their priorities on how they want to pay their drivers. They have them. Their priorities are a little different than some other companies, of which I don't want to live with. That's not how I feel that we as drivers should be compensated and paid. So there's no sense losing my shit and getting all wound up and pissed off over that. I'm resentful and pissed off that I'm in this position. That the federal Liberals, and I'd even say Dougie himself, the PCs in Ontario, because all he is just a place for Trudeau to park his dick. That's all Doug Ford is. But I'm in this position. A lot of us are in this position. I'm resentful that I had to go and get a second shot just so I could keep my livelihood. Just so I could keep my livelihood. Just so I could go to work and provide for my family. That makes me mad. It makes me mad that a government would do that. Especially a government that's been told now that the science was wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong, but yet they're still keeping the mandates and things in place that affect guys like me. That is what I'm pissed off at. This is what I'm angry about. I said the other night, if Trudeau was in my swimming pool drowning, the only way I would save that man's life would be to take my foot off his head. Period. No love for that man. Can't think of a single nice thing to say about him. Nothing. Why? It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not because, oh, Brian, you're not getting your own way. No. This doesn't just affect me. This affects thousands of Canadians. Thousands of Canadians. And it was said the other day, somebody said to me the other day, and I absolutely agree with them, what happened in Ottawa is slowly, this is what Trudeau wants, it's slowly getting pushed to the back burner and people are forgetting about it. People are forgetting about it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever forget what they did to us in Ottawa. What they did to us in Ottawa. We truck drivers took our trucks to Ottawa and we protested. And they criminalized us, destroyed our properties, trampled us with horses, shot smoke grenades at us, pushed us around, stole our fuel, bullied the hell out of us, and then turned us into criminals. They criminalized us. And not only, guys, did they do that to us, the drivers, all of you that supported us, non-truck drivers that supported us, you were turned on as well. You guys were turned on just as fast as we were. But what's happened now is it's slowly been pushed. People are forgetting. Trudeau's throwing more and more shit out there to distract us, and we're forgetting about what they did to us. I will never forgive what was done to us in Ottawa. I will never forgive the Ottawa police, the RCMP, the OPP. I will never forgive these people for what they fucking did to us. It's not something you can forgive. Nobody has ever come forward and said, you know what? I'm sorry. Our force acted inappropriately. We were under, or whether you were under orders or not, I don't give a flying fart. Nobody's ever offered us an apology. All the cops that went out there and did what they did because they were following orders. You guys knew goddamn well it was wrong what you were doing, well, when you were doing it, but you still did it. Anyway, that's another fight for another story. But this is what I'm feeling on my last trip here. I'm angry, I'm resentful, and I'm pissed off. hopefully I got 775 miles till I get to Moncton. Hopefully I can get this worked out, get my head right. Not that my head's wrong and I'm off tilt or something, because I'm not. But I can't drive around. I can't drive around angry all the time or pissed off, because that just trickles out. It's like the pebble in the pond, right? That the ripples will ripple out and affect everybody else around me, and it's nobody else's problem. If I'm pissed off and I'm in a bad mood, I can't take it out on all of you, or I can't take it out on my wife or my kids or my dogs, or, you know, I can't do that. So I'm gonna do this and get my head right. You guys were awesome Saturday night at that live. The questions were just rolling, or the conversation was just rolling. That was fantastic. Love that. Free therapy for me, like I said. If I was to go see a therapist, it would be $350 an hour. We did a 4.5 hour live, so that would be like it'd be like $1,500 worth of therapy I got sitting in my garage smoking cigars, drinking Coke. Thanks. And no, I'm not giving you guys $1,400 or $1,500. Fuck that. But thanks. I'll take the therapy. Anyway, you know what, guys? This is just, I thought I'd throw this out here. This is, I'm on my last trip. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm feeling. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. I'm happy to be going where I'm going. I didn't really want to have to make a move at my age at this time in my career, but I guess I am. So let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Throw me a like and turn on your notifications. Notifications is important. You got to turn on your notifications so that when we throw something up, you'll see it, or you'll know that it's there. And I don't mean you got to run and go, sit down, whatever you're doing, and watch my video, but you know, watch it later tonight or whatever you're doing. But turn your notifications on. So subscribe, like, notify. All right, boys. See you down the road.